Welcome to the SNN.Network Canada virtual event. I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Ali Khan Lalani, Chief Executive Officer of General Assembly Pizza. Ali Khan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is Ali Khan Lalani. I'm the founder and CEO of General Assembly Pizza. Back in 2017, when I dreamed up our fast casual restaurant, I always believed in something called the future of pizza. Walk me through and join me on this presentation as I tell you about what I imagine. As we've scaled from a fast casual business in 2017 into an omni-channel business in 2020, we are now realizing our scale and our market opportunity at General Assembly. We are poised to take pizza to new heights. Our CPG line of frozen pizzas has been custom built and dreamed up for people at home. Our naturally leavened frozen pizzas cook in 7 minutes. They're available in an array of SKUs, plant-based, meat-free, or options with meat. Everything from classic pepperoni and margarita to more inventive options with kale, spicy flavors, and 5 types of cheese. As we're carving out a new CPG category at scale, we are defining and creating the better-for-you premium frozen pizza market. A couple years ago, you normally saw the traditional frozen pizzas, which occupy the discount section of most freezers. During the course of the last couple of years, people started demanding higher quality frozen products. Direct-to-consumer retailers, grocery chains, and even Amazon in the United States are building out larger gross leasing areas to fulfill the human demand for better-for-you foods. The omni-channel presence of General Assembly is prevalent. We have a direct-to-consumer platform, a growing retail and CPG business, and our flagship restaurant located downtown Toronto. The pizza market opportunity is big, and General Assembly wants its slice. The global frozen pizza market is valued at just over $25 billion by 2025. That's over a 100% growth in just 5 years. Consumer demands are driving increased growth in natural, plant-based, and ready-to-eat food in the frozen category. As mentioned earlier, customers of frozen foods, net new customers to frozen foods, are demanding better-for-you products. On slide 5, I'd like to walk you through how we're realizing our scale and how we're going to continue to build the premium market category in Canada. We want to scale production and distribution of GA's frozen pizza line. We moved into our master facility in September of this year, which is a CFIA grade facility, 40,000 square feet, located about 30 minutes from the city of Toronto. We're currently able to produce 100,000 units per month out of our facility, and we expect to double capacity to 200,000 units per month by the end of 2022, with the addition of cryogenic freezing. How are we going to drive demand and continue to build scale? We have partnered in the third quarter with Propel Natural Foods as our food broker, the leading natural food broker in Canada. We have also successfully completed our listing with UNFI, North America's largest frozen better-for-you distributor. UNFI will be leveraging our omni-channel marketing flywheel to drive demand at shelf, secure listings with nationally recognized retailers, and build a robust sampling program across the country. UNFI is currently selling our pizzas both on the East Coast and the West Coast. As we continue to scale our business, I'm happy to announce that just over a week ago, we launched our direct-to-consumer business in British Columbia, in the Lower Mainland, Vancouver area, and we expect to continue our listing process in BC and beyond. On slide 6 is a snapshot of other brands or some comps in the market similar to General Assembly. The closest being the Very Good Butchers, which started with a brick and mortar in Victoria, then scaled into e-commerce and consumer packaged goods. So now a few others on here, Good Food and HelloFresh, which have both demonstrated their ability to pivot during the pandemic and continue to drive demand and awareness to their business. A partner of ours, Organic Garage, we were successfully listed at their stores a few weeks ago, And to show you and prove the demand, I believe they are now scaling up to 20 stores across Canada in the near future, continuing to demonstrate the demand for better-for-you products. It's been a busy year at General Assembly as we get close to wrapping 2021. And on this slide here, we have a good snapshot of where we started this year and how we intend to finish it. We were listed in the third quarter at Fortino's, a Loblaws-owned grocery store at a 5-store pilot. Just recently, we announced that expansion is coming to fruition in the first quarter with a listing across all 23 stores in Ontario. We brought on Propel, we brought on Unify as our distributor. We've also been working very closely with Impossible Foods. We're getting close to signing a term sheet with them where we expect to build and list their first ever global frozen pizza partnership. And we intend to sell that pizza coast to coast. We launched our direct-to-consumer business in Vancouver, and we reopened our restaurant downtown Toronto. Slide 8 demonstrates our first, second, and third quarter KPIs. We've been growing steadily. Our Q3 operating results have grown 173% in overall revenue from Q3 of 2020 to Q3 2021. Very important to note on this slide that in Q2 and Q3, we sold all of the pizzas we had the capacity to make. Until the end of Q3, we were operating our commissary downtown Toronto, which was a de facto commissary because it used to be our restaurant. At the tail end of Q3, we moved into our master production facility and now have the opportunity to really scale production and scale sales. On slide 9, it gives you a snapshot of how our omni-channel flywheel plays to our advantage. We have our direct-to-consumer business, which is an easy-to-navigate e-commerce website where consumers can choose either subscription or one-time purchases. Subscriptions show up in 4, 6, and 8-week increments to people's homes. Or we recently launched in the third quarter a one-time purchase option. So for about 10% more, customers can have any of our SKUs filled up in their box, delivered to their house on their own time. We've been growing the business significantly on the wholesale and CPG line. By the third quarter of this year, we made a strategic decision for the business that CPG and retail was going to be the dominant force of General Assembly. As we close out the year, we're spending more and more time meeting and listing with national grocery chains, and we expect listings at the major chains in the first and second quarter of next year. And finally, our restaurant, our spiritual home where this all started. We worked very hard and tirelessly for 3 years to build the restaurant in a pizza-loving community downtown Toronto, and we were fortunate that pizza-loving community helped us build and grow our frozen pizza line. Slide 10. I wake up every morning and I say this: we don't want to be the only pizza you eat, just the best frozen pizza you eat. Carving out a category at scale in Canada is important to us and will help us continue to grow and carve out capacity and carve out demand. Frozen pizza is hot. The frozen category is hot. I think we've all seen it. As I've mentioned before, it's not just pizza. Many other types of foods are entering the better-for-you frozen market. Customers are craving convenience. They're craving quality and natural products. How we realized our scale. This demonstrates our ability to grow through our broker, our distributor, and direct-to-consumer. On slide 12 is a highlight of our production from this year. So we officially moved into our plant in mid-September. We were consistently making roughly 60,000 units a month for those 2 months, moved up to 100,000 units a month just recently, spending a lot of time at the plant on QA, maintenance, and supervisory roles. Our plant manager used to make 1 million buns a year for McDonald's and is very well versed in bakery operations. We have a GMP audit scheduled for March of this year, which will unlock a potential Loblaws listing. which will all feed into a GFSI audit scheduled for Q4 of this year, which opens up discussions with the likes of Costco. We do need some capital to continue to build out our facility. Some highlights of the use of capital over the next quarter is drainage, HVAC, and metal detection, specifically used for our GMP audit. Quality assurance and product quality is top of mind all day and every day at General Assembly. As we continue to scale, we've invested in cryo technology, a 26-foot freezing tunnel that will be installed on our production line, freezing the pizzas in about 25 seconds at very, very low temperatures with nitrogen. What that does is it preserves the product shape, the taste, and the colors of the product. Literally tastes like it just came out of the oven. Our 2022 production milestones are outlined on this slide. Our GMP audit scheduled for March. We expect to file our USA compliant NFTs in June, apply for an FDA number at the beginning of Q3 in July, capacity review in August, updated packaging and NFTs and marketing materials in September as we plan to enter the US market, the GFSI audit in October, and December, increased production capacity at General Assembly. Slide 14 demonstrates a better brand experience for us. Our omni-channel flywheel shoppers have a 30% higher lifetime value than those who shop through a single channel. That means whether you're eating pizzas at the restaurant, buying them on a direct-to-consumer website, or buying them at your favorite grocery store, the occasion of buying pizza helps the other. So whether you're coming into any of our 3 locations, that you have a much higher propensity to come through one of the other 2. We started off last year with just over 40 retail locations. Today we have over 158 retail locations, and I'm happy to say that by the end of Q1, we will have probably doubled that with our increased capacity, our distribution, and our brokers. For General Assembly, there's no dough without the dough, and this slide demonstrates a little bit about our product and our testament to product quality. When we launched the restaurant business back in 2017, we launched with a vegan, all-natural, naturally leavened dough. None of that has changed. We use that exact same dough for our frozen pizzas as we do for our hot pizzas. Because it's natural and sourdough cold fermented, the gluten content is very low. The protein eats the gluten as it ferments, resulting in a very flavorful, low gluten, natural product. Our cheese is sourced locally and from Italy. Our hand crushed tomato sauce is cold. It's just literally tomatoes, extra virgin olive oil, and sea salt. And a lot of our SKUs tend to be on the vegetarian and plant-based side. Slide 17 gives you a snapshot of all the SKUs we currently offer. We believe that this set of products, with the addition of the co-branded flexitarian-minded Impossible Pizza, rounds out our offering quite well. And from a innovation perspective, we're currently working on 2 SKUs for Q2 of next year. It's a 100% plant-based pepperoni pizza to marry up against our plant-based green margarita. And we've taken a lot of feedback from our retailers, and our retailers are asking for pizza dough. There is no naturally leavened sourdough pizza dough available at scale in Canadian grocery. We intend to fill that gap by the second quarter. Slide 18 gives you a snapshot of why we're better. And there's big pizza, and then there's premium pizza in GA's world. And this slide highlights all the reasons why we're better, we're easier, and we're more delicious. We talked a little bit about our partnership with Impossible Foods. 75% of our SKUs are either plant-based or meat-free. As the product innovation continues to be a big part of our plan, the co-branded Impossible Pizza will help it bring premium brand awareness and flexitarian awareness to us in Canada, as well as in the United States. Slide 20 is a snapshot of some highlights and press highlights over the year. We've been featured in everything from Forbes, Toronto Life, the Toronto Star, and the CBC. Our management team, we have Jeff Collins as Chief Financial Officer, Eric as our SVP of Software Engineering, and Khalid, who handles our marketing efforts across the country. Slide 23 gives you a snapshot into our board of directors, headed by Mr. Hastings, Nicholas Reichenbach at Flow Water, Ben Colabrese, the CFO of the Toronto Blue Jays, and our most recent addition of Karen, current director at Twitter Canada. Slide 23 will give you a snapshot of our capitalization table, fully diluted basis, total common shares of 39 million currently outstanding. Why invest in General Assembly? Well, because we're building out a brand new category at scale. We've only been in our production facility for a couple months and just starting to ramp up. We've secured distribution across the country. We've launched our direct-to-consumer business from coast to coast. We've done all of this in about a year and a half. We're the world's first pizza subscription and a hyper-growth story. We're poised to scale nationally and deepen and broaden our relationships as we plan to enter the U.S. market next year. And we're premium. We're better for you frozen pizza propelled by that omni-channel consumer experience. Thank you very much.